Welcome to Soccer As We Like It, the Man United Direction. Happy Sunday, the channel for United fans and global fans around the world. Talk about our Sunday podcast therapy. We have so much to get into. We're going to go right into it. Joining us today from the UK, sole representative, the analyst, Vim. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, how you all doing?
Good. And representing the Houston Red Army, Joe the Soul Man, Mr. Positive. Joe, welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Right, as you know, there's no football. I mean, there are only, 2 Premiership games this week, but Man United are not playing. So when Man United are not playing, there's going to be a lot of news, negative, positive. We heard about the Qatar. They said it was a fake. It was true lies. The Glazer situation is saying they never offered the money. There was no money. The Glazer said, the Qatari said, you're trying to defamation of character. We're going to sue you. We had the money. You just didn't want what we offered. Then we have a new CEO from Man City. That took everyone by surprise. Then there's the Marshall. They want to force him out because they want to bring in Benzema. Right, let's get right into it. We're going to start with, quickly, we're going to run into the situation whereby, did the Qataris really have the money? Did the Glazers, are they lying? Are they trying, is it defamation of character to the Qataris? Joe, they're saying the Qataris never had the money. The Qataris are saying, yes, we did. Quickly run that for me, quickly.
Okay, so I was under the impression that the issue was they weren't showing how they obtained the money, not necessarily if they had the money. So, I mean, I've seen so many, to be honest, there's been a lot of clickbaity stuff out there. It's hard to believe that the Qataris didn't have the money. You know, I mean,
Yep.
they just got a World Cup over there. So when they want to spend on football, they'll spend on football. So allegedly. All right. So, but other than that, it just seems like spin again, just and. There's so many. There's all the different parts in this whole fiasco. Are just untrustworthy actors, to be honest. From the Glazers to the Qataris to the media that just throw some shit out there just to clicks it. So be honest, I don't really know. I'm just concentrated on what's on the pitch, and if like it didn't work with the Qataris, then it didn't work.
Right.
We were surprise. They pull a wool over our eyes again. It's going to keep happening.
Right.
We need to get used to it.
Right. Thank you. Vim, the Qataris, they seem to be upset that their name is being scandalized and taken through the mud. They said that it was a fake bid. They never had the money. I mean, were you shocked when you heard this?
Not really, no. I think there's a couple of things here. So the reason that the Qataris are now speaking out is because they don't want their reputation damaged, because they're also going to come in for another club, and they want to be taken as serious players in this market and not someone like just messes around. So I'm quite surprised the Glazers have said that, because it's quite antagonizing towards the Qataris. Secondly, I think because of sports washing and all this stuff that's going on, they don't want, I think this country doesn't want clubs being sold to states. To basically nation states. So what I think this was, it wasn't really a purchase from Sheikh Jassim. Sheikh Jassim was just a front man, because he's got strong links to the Qatar National Bank. I think, to be honest, what this really was a purchase from the state, and the funds coming from the Qatar National Bank, who has, unlimited, many billions of dollars in their bank through all revenue. So I think this really was just a bit of a front, because no one's ever heard of this Sheikh Jassim. He's a ex-prime minister's son. He's not going to have that kind of personal wealth just by being a chairman of a bank. They're going to have access to these funds because the country is going to be sponsoring it. Right. So I think this is just really all a dressed up kind of state purchase, but they had to claim it was one man heading it all up. You always saw his picture. You did not see anyone else. So really what I think it was is that they were hiding the fact that it was actually going to be QNB, the Qatar National Bank, making a purchase. And so they were being a little bit, skeptical. Kind of but just holding it back as to where the funds are really coming from. Right. I never doubted the funds were there. I think the funds are there because they can they can go and buy companies worth hundreds of billions.
Mm.
You know, 4.5 billion is small fry for them. So
Right.
I think they were just hiding the fact that it was really the bank that was making the purchase.
Right.
You know, but yeah, just fronting with Jassim.
Right.
That's why I think
With
it happened, and that's why they're being a bit shady about where the funds are coming from.
Right.
with
So-
that said,
Theory.
I would
There's no
rather-
proof of this.
So overall
said-
now, Joe, it's a yes or no. Do you think the Qataris? Do you think they're just trying to Eugene the Glazers are just trying to give them character defamation? That they said the Qataris never had the money. I find that hard to believe, mate. I really do. That they didn't have the funds to
Yeah.
make the deal go through. It don't make
Yeah,
sense.
I'm pretty sure they had the money, but if they weren't willing to do it legally or through proper channels or just show the right, you can have the money. Like drug dealers have money, but if you can't prove that where you got the money from, like, you know, then you have to worry about where those what those funds are coming from.
Right.
You know, because you could be implicated in something else.
Right.
You know, and we don't need that at Manchester United. It's unfortunate, but
Right.
God, it just
is,
shows.
right?
For one, it shows lack of interest because they made it seem like there was a lot of interest that were willing to pay that kind of money for Manchester United, and they just weren't.
They weren't.
is, right?
It's all a spin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but thing is, right, look, if Jassim is fronting this, then he has to show that he has the wealth or he has the facility to borrow that money. Now, unless that Qatar National Bank's not going to transfer that 4.5 billion to him in his personal account or his business account or his foundation, what it was, until there's some concrete evidence that the deal's going to go through. And because there wasn't, and because the Glazers kept holding back, they never transferred the funds over.
Right.
So he could never really show,
Right.
look, this, because he had a foundation set up, right? What was it?
Yeah.
92 Foundation or something like that?
92 Foundation. Yeah.
Yeah, so 92 Foundation. So he can't get the money deposited in 92 Foundation until there's a concrete offer or a concrete acceptance of an offer. And because that never happened, I think that's why they weren't really showing the funds, because they weren't in his foundation. They were still at the bank. What do you think? What do you think about that?
I
As a
agree.
theory.
I believe also that the Glazers honestly didn't want to sell either ways. So whatever the Qataris offered, they kept moving the bar higher and higher. So it was like, because the Glazers still wanted to be in control. So even if the Qataris, and I think from my understanding, I think the Qataris realized, like, these guys are playing games. They're playing games with us now. We've offered this, they moved the bar. We offered this, they keep moving the bar. So, you know, we're done, we're out of here. And that was it. I think the Glazers wanted more money. They didn't get that offer. So they're going to just say, yeah, you guys really never had the money. That's the way I'm seeing this whole thing play out, like a game of chess.
Yeah, and the Qataris were offering 2 billion above market cap.
Yeah.
So the bank's not going to
including
lend.
paying the debt of 970 million that's
Yeah.
still sitting there in a small little voltage.
Yeah. So really, I mean, the Glazers are just absolutely greedy because,
They are.
you know, market cap is what, 2.7 billion on the club. Qatar has offered 4.5 for 100% ownership plus additional funds. That was more than a generous offer, and we all wanted them to take it. But
Yeah.
because they were playing games with the Qataris, you know, they're thinking, well,
That
yeah, why should I
100%
reveal
ownership
all of my
probably put them
sources?
off. That 100, like, oh, this guy's just gonna bust out. Then we have no control, and maybe there's gonna be more Premiership money next year, and then maybe the Super League might come back. Yeah, let's just put this money up. I think the Glazers never wanted to sell. This guy has come in and made them an offer. I'll take the football side. I'll just take one triangle slice out of the cake. You can still have the other part of the cake. The other 75. I just take this 25%. And the Glazers are happy that because they still are in charge. So they never wanted to leave anyway. I think it was just a whole game.
They're in charge of the commercial operations, but not the footballing operations.
Yes.
But I think it's just, you know, when you're dealing with actors like that, you've got to find your way into the club to get a piece of that pie before you can start eating more of that pie.
There you go.
And I think that's what the Ratcliffe Ineos have done.
All right.
Get it,
Okay.
get a piece of that pie to start with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quickly. Right, Joe. Since everything now, the way Ineos has started to moving things around, are you satisfied? Are you like optimistic, like hopeful, like, you know what? I don't mind. These guys seem to making a lot of changes. CEO, that. Are you happy with what you're seeing in this timeline of Ineos currently now?
Okay, I'm interested. I'm interested in what's going on. I like that finally we're making some changes in the back room. It's not just knee jerk, sack the manager, or just spend a ridiculous amount of money for mediocre players or over the hill players to try to change something on the pitch. So I think I'm more optimistic because these are more long-term goals or long-term changes. That said, still a little suspicious about this move. You have a CEO that is basically jumping out of a sinking ship, right? So we need to consider what part he played. He was at that club for a very long time. And just like I said in the WhatsApp group, yeah, this guy's done very well. He's done very well at City, but can he do it without violating 155 FFP charges, you know? Who the hell? I'm like, yo, Coyote has been bleaching.
So all right, let me go to Vim. Vim, so from everything since the purchase from Ineos, are you hopeful? Do you like what the Ineos are putting into place, looking for the DOF, looking for this, looking for that, getting rid of CO? Are you happy? Are you optimistic?
I am happy because they're not just doing like a pally-wally type of internal promotion thing, just trying to fit anyone into that role. They are going for the best in class, and I think it's quite a coup to get Omar Berrada.
I know, right?
Because he's been at City Group since 2011, head of international business development, and director of partnership sales. Then he became a senior VP, group commercial director. Then he became the chief club operating officer in 2016. Then he got promoted to a senior role in 2020 at the City Football Group, which looks after, 6 or 7 sports clubs or sports teams around the world.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, he's had the top job at City for a long time. For him to go to his neighbors like that, that's a bit of a coup, isn't it? It's
30 minutes drive. From
30-minute drive. I mean, he's going to be the villain, isn't he?
Red cab.
Yeah, he's going to become the villain of Manchester.
I know, right?
For the wrong side of Manchester. But look, it's great. That Claudio, what's his name? Claudio Van Damme. Van Blanc. So he is still at Ineos as the chief sporting director. So he'll oversee Ineos's operations.
Wow!
And I think that
big guys in.
We've already had him at Ineos. So with Omar Berrada coming in and Jean-Claude Blanc staying where he is, we've still got the best of both because we tap into Ineos's expertise. So we've got both of them working with each other. Really, I think it's a great move. Right. If someone like this becomes available and he has transformed the club and he's made them successful, albeit with unlimited funds, which we're not going to have, I can only see positive things happening from this.
Right.
They'll want to transform this club, but albeit it'll be with much less funds than what Citigroup had.
Right. Welcome, Mr. K, Mr. Smiley. Welcome to the show. Right, as it is, with the breaking news of Omar Berrada as the new CEO of Manchester United. He used to be at Barca. He was there for 8 years, which is a great club. He was there during that time. They beat us in 2 Champions League finals in the space of 3 years. And he is now City. I mean, let's call it as is. City are one of the best clubs currently in terms of football domination. They won the treble. They won the World Club Championship. So they literally won everything. So they are the top dog. And he resigned. He had other offers. He turned them down. I don't know how these guys pulled it off, but it's very impressive. You got to give Ineos some props. Like, wow. And I wonder how Man City are taking that. I mean, that knocked me off. Let me bring in Kay here quickly. Kay, Omar Berrada, CEO for United. Your take on it quickly. What's your take? Are you happy?
I can't say it can't be anything but positive. It's come from a rival that has been dominating. He's well connected. He's had a lot of different jobs. The last few CEOs we've had have not even been involved in football. They've been from the banking world, accountancy world. So
very true.
He's got the links. He's got the connections that those guys never had. So hopefully that'll give us some strength in terms of not getting abused in the market. and getting players that
He got
he's got the
Grealish and he
connection with
got
agents.
Grealish and
Haaland.
Haaland. Yeah.
And obviously he's got other connections, so and he's going to be involved in the academy, controlling a lot of the academy and getting them up to spec. Well, I think it's positive. The fact they were looking at a new training ground where the golf course was, they've appointed this guy already. They're moving quickly, and it seems like they want a lot of stuff done before summer comes, so they can hit the ground running. Even some of the deals, the players and stuff, I'm sure they'll be working on that once it's ratified. We won't be messing about somewhere.
Right.
It's make or break.
So you're happy the way Ineos are moving quick. You're happy with the way Ineos started to set up the tick 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 tick. You're happy with the speed in which Ineos are working?
They said they've been doing stuff for over a year since they were looking at the deal. They haven't just put a bid in and then sat on it. They've actually been proactive, looking at things, speaking to people. So the fact that this guy's come so quickly, even though it's not been ratified yet, it shows that they're speaking to people, seeing if people are willing to come on board. And this is a big coup for United. I can't remember the last time we've got a top person from Arrival. Like I said,
right?
The last thing we got from Arrival was Van Persie as a player, and we won the league. So this is positive. No internal promotions and
exactly. No,
he knows what he's doing.
Boys, good old boys club. We used to go uni together. We went to the banks and went to the investment banks together. This is neutral. Yeah, I'm happy. I like it as positivity coming forward. Right, let's jump into what you say, brother?
No bank tellers.
No bank, no bank tellers.
The good thing with this is this come out left field. There's no leaks about it. No one even heard this coming.
No.
And then straight away it came out.
Yeah,
confirmed it.
I was stunned when I read like what. I had to I quickly do a quick check. Like I checked Sky Sports, check BBC, check all the associates. Like, oh yeah, I said, wow. I don't know how City allowed it to happen. I'm still trying to say like
he resigned, didn't it? He resigned.
Wow.
But they obviously offered him or spoke to him, and then he's resigned and then accepted our job. So,
wow. What do you think we offered him, bro? What do you offer? What do you think we offered him?
I can't.
This job's not the same job. He was head of operations. This is a big upgrade, isn't it? He's CEO.
This CEO, bro. So probably another 6 figures added on to what he's currently earning, what he was earning. Because I know City pay well, so we can't even dispute City pay well. So Man United said, listen, you're not gonna be head of operations. We're talking the whole shebang, mate. So he's looking at probably $500,000 a year, bro. If that.
It's like going from like under 14s to being head coach. It's like a massive promotion, isn't it?
Yeah. And again to the just across, it's like, whoa, that's a big recruit from City to United. That's deep. And I really commend. Go on, bro.
He doesn't have to relocate. He probably lives in Manchester.
Yes.
Yes. Like
they
you
might
guys
vandalize his house and
apparently
paint his house.
Apparently, the private schools are very good in Manchester. So you guys always, just like Martial, he doesn't want to leave the city because of his kids. So that's why he stuck around.
On that note, let's swing into the Martial situation. As it currently stands, Man United are trying to force Martial to take a loan and move out this January. He wants to go in the summer when his contract runs out. He's on $225 a week. United apparently want to get in Benzema, who's on $900 a week in Saudi, but they said Qatar, the club in Saudi said United only need to pay 30% to have him as a loan deal. Let me go to Vim. Where do you see this going? Do you want Martial out quickly and Benzema brought in? You didn't even think about it.
Yes, because he produces 1 or 2 decent games a season. I think I joked about
Benzema's 36.
Yeah, he's a little bit old and a little bit overpriced, but I think I joked about it a couple of months ago that Martial has done his year's work in that game. Do you remember when he got an assist and he was smiling, couldn't stop smiling? Do you remember that, Tim? So that was his year's contribution. Honestly, his output is absolutely atrocious. So as soon as we get rid of Martial, the better. As soon as we get Rashford rid of Rashford as well, the better.
Right.
Karim Benzema, though, I'm not sure that's the right solution because I hear he carries a lot of injuries and he's only
I
been
thought
played
so,
in a bit
yeah.
part role at Real Madrid because he's just injured. So they bring him out for the more important games and they rest him for a lot of the games. So I don't think we really need a striker like that. I'm not entirely sure. Yes, it might help, with certain big matches, but
Someone to help.
he's not. He
Haaland,
doesn't have.
Haaland.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the. He doesn't look after himself as well as Ronaldo has. So I've got a feeling that should we really be investing in a striker that's going to probably play, I don't know, 30% of games, maybe even less.
Right.
Even during the World Cup, I remember I saw him bandaged up, and apparently he's on some kind of strong medication to negate the pain. So I don't know. I'm not entirely sure that he's the right option, but we are desperate for goals.
We are. We are.
Maybe there's another solution out there, and at 900,000 a week, and even though we pay a loan fee, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not completely convinced. I would have taken him maybe 6 years ago, but I'm not sure we know him as an old man.
We never allowed him to go 6 years ago. He was part of the BBC. Benzema, Bale, and Cristiano.
Yeah. I do like that Sesko guy though, and he's apparently becoming available. Benjamin Sesko. Right, darling.
Do you think
so? Maybe that's another one to look out for because apparently, I think he's better than what we currently have in Rasmus.
Right.
So maybe that's an option.
Right. Hey, Sienna. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. How is she? She good?
She's good. Right. She's good. Yeah.
So, the controversial one. Bemsy, welcome to the show. Representing the Houston Red Army. Good afternoon. Good morning. How are you?
What's going on, guys?
We are doing great. We are just deciphering. We had just talked about the CEO. I'll get your opinion soon. We're just trying to talk about Benzema. Joe, Benzema replacing Martial. Where you stand on it? For
the right price, yeah. Because we have no other option. And we just set expectations, okay? Set expectations. Is here. I like the idea of Benzema because he's the kind of forward that can do a lot with very little. He could just goals could just come out of nowhere, right? Which would mean we wouldn't have to feed him as much in order for him to convert. And I also feel like with his movement, another key thing about Benzema is his movement. I feel like Højlund can learn a lot from him. So yes, as long as there's expectations where, hey, you're not really here to start in, week out because of your health and everything, and him just going back and forth. And this is if we have no other option, right? I'll take him for a loan, and certainly don't pay him the kind of money that he's getting paid in Saudi Arabia.
No. 30% of 900,000 a week is what United have been. They said that's what United only need to pay 30% of 900,000 a week. So it's not going to be a lot. Probably about 300,000.
300 grand is reasonable, then, isn't it, for a loan deal?
Yeah, for 6 months.
That's still a lot of money.
Kay, your take on it, please. Benzema for Martial. Do you want Martial out?
To be honest, I want strikers in, but there's no way we're getting Benzema. That's a myth. That's just a thing to get fans excited. Like, you gotta remember, the guy's 36. He's been playing elite football for like 20 years. Like, this is the Premier League. Like, you've been playing in Spain, France, now Qatar. His body ain't gonna be able to hold up in the Premier League.
Right.
And if you're paying him over 300 grand a week, that's more than what we're paying Martial. So you're trying to get the FFP down. That's going to make it worse.
Right.
So I think it's just something to get the fans excited about. I can't see it happening. I think someone's just thrown a name out to get fans excited. His agent's probably linked us to him.
But if it does happen, would you still be against it?
As long as he can get on the pitch. Like, Martial's not on the pitch, isn't it? So, but I can't see it happening. Like people said, he's a good signing. Ferguson tried to sign him, didn't he, before he went to Real Madrid? So that was the time to get him. But
36-year-old.
I don't want to see us signing Cavani, Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
Like, we need to. This is a new system,
It's
a
another
new
one, yeah.
change. We need to start doing things differently. And I
Right.
can't see Ineos wanting to do the things
It's just it's a loan deal, just a loan, but for 6 months.
Yeah,
Just for 6
but
months.
Weghorst, Igalu, Cavani.
Whoa! Come on.
We
Let's
get on,
come
we
out.
get.
Igalo and
Come
I
on.
think
But
Weghorst was first, followed by
are we
Igalo,
really
then
are
Cavani.
we really putting Weghorst and Benzema in the same?
No, I'm not saying that they're the same level. I'm saying that these are all late panic buys to just get a body in.
Yeah.
Like no one's thought about Benzema and
Yeah,
gone,
but that's
we
why
need to
it's not a
sign.
summer transfer. It's a loan. That's why we have not. You can see we can't score goals. We can't.
Yeah, but you gotta remember they're trying to get the FFP down and the salaries down. Sancho's gone, that's brought it down a bit. If you get Benzema and Marshall doesn't go, you're increasing our spend.
Yeah.
You're increasing. Marshall's not gonna go.
Right.
Marshall's not going. He's gonna
Right.
run down his contract. So there's no way you're gonna bring in a player that then takes you to over 500 grand per player for both of them. And that's there's no way that's gonna happen.
Right. All right.
I could see us getting either a last minute loan or nobody up front. I would not be shocked if we don't get anyone up front.
Oh,
I
damn.
would not be shocked.
Ouch. Right. Let me bring the controversial one in. Benzi, welcome back. How are you, mate?
Yeah, doing good, man. Doing good.
Good. Right. Benzema, a loan deal 6 months. Would you take it over Martial? They're trying to force out. Where do you stand on that?
It won't happen. It's not possible. It won't happen.
Due to the fact.
Yeah, it won't. I mean, for many reasons, obviously. I mean, is it for one, the salary, he doesn't fit. If United are, like what Kay said, if United are serious about is in reducing wages and reducing that spending ability, you have to reduce. You have to take players off the books, and then and bringing on a player like that, it's not gonna help at all. It's not gonna help. It's what they call it, counterproductive. It makes no sense. It won't happen. I can bet anything on it. It won't happen.
Right.
I mean, I would like to take it, but it won't happen.
So if it does happen, will you embrace it? Will you take it if they say, oh, all contracts have been agreed, 6 months, 300,000 a week. Benzema is going to be playing for United for 6 months. Would you take it?
I mean, to do a job, to do a job up front, yeah, I'll take it because he's a top player. But I mean, the question is, will he at his age, will he be successful in the Premier League at this time period? That's another question you have to answer. So there are a lot of things that you have to think about with signings like that. He's old, his wages are high. I mean, I just
injury
don't.
prone.
Well, exactly that too. Injury prone. I mean, it's just not. I mean,
doable.
It's not doable, man.
So you keep
It's
him,
not
Martial?
doable. I mean, I will keep Martial without is either Martial or no one. What would you do? It's either Martial or no one. We're not gonna get.
But
I don't
we can't
see
score goals.
a lot of.
Where are the goals coming from?
A lot of people don't know the state at which this club is at right now. We don't have money to spend. We don't have money to spend. There's no money. I guarantee you that there's no money. The club are trying to reduce spending. They're trying to take players off the books. The only way United can spend is if they sell. That is, I can tell you, the only way they could do it is if they sell, and probably a very cheap loan, and that player that they bring in, the wages will be cheap.
Do you have
too.
anyone? Do you have anyone you could recommend to United who you think is cheap and can do a job in January? We've only got 2 weeks left.
Like like Fergie used to say, there's no value in the market. Who are you gonna bring? There's no one. There's no one right now. I don't see who you can bring in that's cheap, that'll be able to do a job in this team at this time period. I mean, I just don't see. There's no one. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That's
So,
state.
So where are we? If we're not bringing a striker, Holland is still young. He's 20. He's still finding his feet. We don't put a lot of balls in the box. We don't create balls through the midfield. Where are these goals going to come from? Joe, where this goal is going to come from? Are United going to score? Since the guy behind you is always letting them in, we can't seem to put them in the other net.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's it.
That was a nice segue.
Please.
Tim was waiting for the opportune moment.
No.
Joe.
That
So
goal,
now's
that
the
goal
time.
behind you is goal number 53 he's conceded for club and country since August 15th.
Are you
Mid-season,
serious?
pre-season. So these goals he conceded in this game, he conceded 3. Up to that time, he conceded 50, 5-0. From August to January, he has conceded 50 goals
Hey,
for
it's
Champions
not-
League, Premier League.
So how do you feel about Onana, Joe?
So,
you guys
Joe,
are-
with this guy
I would
conceding them
say-
in like a basket, he's as useful as a chocolate teapot at this current point. So I don't know where we're going with him. The season's only got to match 20 in the Premier League, so I could still see another 20 more goals being conceded. Either way,
I think for Ten Hag's tactics and more importantly his career at Manchester United, he needs to his priority right now actually needs to be the midfield. The midfield, I don't know what he needs to do, who he needs to bring in, change the strategy or whatever, but that midfield needs to change so that one, like you were saying, because we're conceding so many goals, we're caught out, we're open so many times. And we need to figure. It's more important right now for us to figure out to create more chances than to get a striker at this point in the season. We need to work on creating more chances.
Right.
Just bringing in a new striker is just bringing somebody, another person that's just going to be starved. Another striker. So I think that's more important right now is to fix our final third and getting more opportunities to our forwards.
Right. All right. Bim, goal wise, you can see behind Joe, that guy is a basket, but we can't score on the other side. So the basket is gonna get, the oranges are gonna keep piling up. As it's already on goal, they're already on 50 for Man United so far. That there's goal number 53 is considered for club and country. An absolute clown. But where are the goals coming for we to score? Because we're conceding, we're not scoring, bro.
I don't know where the goals are coming from, but Onana is setting a new record for himself, so he can put this on his CV as a single season where he's laying the most goals ever.
Bloody hell, bro.
So yeah, he set a new record for himself and the club, something to be proud of. Where do the goals come from? I really don't know. Can we maybe Ten Hag needs to change the system from playing 2 strikers instead of 1, because the 4-3-3 formation that he's deploying seems to starve the striker a little bit. Right. So maybe he should go to a 4-4-2 system perhaps and have 2 strikers supporting each other, and maybe get in rotation Rashford, Martial, and Rasmus up there, and just rotate between them.
And the Scottish
whoever's in. For a Scottish lad, I don't know about that guy, but maybe if Rasmus is injured, then bring on a Scottish lad, or if we're desperate and we're chasing a game in the last 15-20 minutes, then bring him on, because he seems to be quite hyped up for those moments. But do not play him in midfield, and do not play him from the start, because the guy will vacate. Yeah, he'll disappear.
Vacate the premises.
He'll vacate the premises, vacate the pitch, and it'll completely tear apart our midfield and allow teams to hammer us. Right. So yeah, maybe, I don't know. I've always wanted a 2-striker system for a while.
The old 4-4-2.
Yeah, I just think 2 strikers always works better. If you've got a strike partner next to you, then you confuse the defenders. You play off each other. You confuse the defenders. The defenders have more things to think about, because Antony's not really a goal threat. Garnacho is. So it's quite predictable for our opposition. They know that Antony's just going to cut in and shoot with his left, and Garnacho is a threat. Rashford is out of form. Martial is lazy. Rasmus can't hit the target, probably about 90% of the time. So we're very predictable. Out of form, we're easy to defend against, to be honest. Right. And you've got to change it up a little bit. Maybe be fluid in the transitions from 4-3-3 to 4-4-2 and confuse the opposition. But can Ten Hag teach that in the team to make them fluid, to make them play with a more fluid style like Man City or Liverpool do?
Right.
I don't know.
Cool. Mr. Controversial. You could see you're watching AFCON, right?
I mean, I've not really been keeping up with it,
Okay.
really, to be honest with
So
you, but
behind Joe, Mr. Positive, the soul man,
Mhm.
Onana's considered goal number 3 against Senegal. They lost 3 goals to 1. This is Mane's third goal. It wasn't a shot, but look at how slow motion he got down to that ball. You can see it
This
clearly,
is
right?
that's the same. It's the same type of goal Palmer scored against us.
That's what I'm saying. So if he's
Same type.
conceding that big basket of goal, 50-5-0. The
Mhm.
only difference between De Gea, when De Gea joined us in first in 2011, United was still a team that could score. So the impact, the damage wasn't that bad. He was conceding a lot, but we were scoring. Now, this guy's basket is so big, we can't even score to balance it. That's why we are like this. Where do we get a goal? How are we getting these goals?
I mean, I don't know where you get the goals from. There are no goals in the team. No one's scoring up front. We're really dry. Like we're just like dead. I mean, I really don't know. The only way the goals come is we just pray that we somehow get a miracle, that these players find some type of form and they start playing well. Um, I mean, it's I don't know. I don't know. There's no. I mean, Rashford is useless. Um, Garnacho, he's hot and cold. He has I mean, like just what Vim said, I think that's one of the main threats. I mean, thing is, we don't create enough chances anyway, so there's not enough chances being created to even score the goal. So the goals won't really come. Again, we don't play. We don't play a good style of football. Our football is terrible. It's trash. It's been that for years. I mean, I know that the manager is supposed to be the manager is the person that's in charge of setting the style of play, the way we play, and all that stuff. And Ten Hag has to take a lot of blame. He's not done a good job with that. But then at the same time, we've not played good football for 10 years plus. We've had moments where we played it with I mean moments on with some managers, just like we did. We had some moments last season under Ten Hag, but it's been a consistent thing in this club that we've not played good football for more than 10 years, regardless of the manager. It's been consistent. We've not
That's
played good
messed up,
football,
man.
and I think
that is so messed up.
and it's solely on recruitment. I'm
Right.
telling you, it's solely on recruitment. If we can fix this recruitment, get the right players for the club, then over the years that would change. But
Right.
I mean, it's just the goals are not coming anywhere. We just have to hope and pray that these players find some type of form. That's all.
Right. Okay.
Ems, you really cheered me up, man.
Okay, Mr. Smiley One. As it stands, as you know, that goal that should okay, let me just go straight. Should we drop Onana? Should we drop him right now and bring in what's his name? Beldine?
Aiton Ben Bendy or something like that.
Bendit. Is it time to
Yeah,
try and advocate? Because those 50 goals, he single-handedly took us out of the Champions League. Single-handedly took us out of that tournament. Is it time to say, you know what? Let's try another goalkeeper for now. Or we're going to keep paying him and conceding more. We've only got to match 20 of the Premier League. So there's another 18 to go.
Two?
Okay.
Who's that to? Oh, what? Should we drop him?
Yes, at this point, 50 goals conceded,
Yeah.
bro.
If he's not dropped him yet, I don't think he ever will. The fact that he let him stay, play the Tottenham game, the club paid 79 grand for a private jet. He missed his connection, whatever. He got delayed, then had to travel 150 miles to get to a game that he wasn't even in the squad for. If Ten Hag's backing him this much, if I was that kid or the second keeper, I'd be like, I think even Tom Heaton's ahead of this guy. So, yeah, I don't think
really.
Yeah, Tom Heaton's ahead of him.
Oh.
You remember earlier in the season, Tom Heaton's played games more than we've not seen this other kid play. Tom Heaton's played games at least.
Wait, what games did Tom Heaton play?
I Are you talking
can't remember.
preseason? Because I don't remember any game he played. I'm talking about
Oh,
preseason,
no,
probably.
but I mean, I'm saying he's played. I'm not saying this season, but he's played.
Oh, okay.
So I think Tom Heaton's ahead of him in the pecking order.
I
Because Tom
hope
Heaton's
not.
been on the bench.
I hope not. He's
No,
older.
he shouldn't be. He
He
shouldn't be at all.
shouldn't be. So is it
Nah,
that Ten Hag doesn't trust the goalkeeper he
I don't think he
signed?
does. I don't think he does.
Boy.
Because the thing
I
is, if you
think-
put this kid in goal and he shams a bit as well, it's gonna be embarrassing, isn't it? Because at least you've only got one keeper getting the flack. If you come in, bring a kid and he messes up, you could ruin his career by doing that.
But Onana's already messing up. So I don't
but
think
he's
Ten Hag
27.
trusts his own system now with this team.
Yeah, but then why was Onana there was stuff came on the media that Onana says that, man, Bayinda's a pretty good goalkeeper. He's threatened that he could lose his position
I
to
think
this kid.
Onana is
Onana said
insecure.
that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that's
Onana said that.
yeah, that
Because
came out
they all
months ago.
train. They train together.
That came out a couple months ago.
They all train together,
Yeah.
and he probably has seen the potential of this guy. That he probably could get to lower balls quicker than Onana. He's like, you know what? If I get injured or lose my spot, this guy, I'm gonna be able to get back in. So let me stay as long. Probably by the time I get back, United. I think we play on Sunday in FA Cup next Sunday. I just hope we use the other guy. I live for crying out loud because.
So check this out.
Hmm.
Andre Onana's number is 24. Tom Heaton's number is 22. Guess what number Altay Bayindi's is?
One.
One,
Yeah,
which
he's
is a
not-
keeper's number.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's not even that young. He's 25. It's not like he's a kid.
If you look at it, right, this is my thought process. The fact that Onana stayed back for the AFCON, right, and then left late, right, and then there's talk, there's rumors that he might be coming back early.
Yeah,
if a
because Cameroon are
goalkeeper-
going to be knocked out. I could see them.
Yeah.
They've only got 1 point.
If a goalkeeper is so, why the rush to come back and keep your spot? That tells me that this is what I feel. I feel there's this guy Onana is not confident that he's not confident in himself keeping that goalkeeping position. He doesn't want to afford Bayinda to get into that post for one game. If he's a confident goalkeeper, why do all? Is it why go to the AFCON late and then almost on your way back so
I
quick?
think you're right. He's scared of losing his spot. And if
That
Bayinda
Bayinda
gets
guys-
in and Bayinda performs week after week and makes amazing saves and stop shots like De Gea do, then Andre Onana is going to lose his spot.
I don't think he'll drop him. He's paid 60 million for him. There's no way he's going to drop him.
But if Bayinda gets
Especially
in
after
and he
De Gea
performs, then Ten Hag has to go with what everyone wants,
Yeah,
which
but-
is to drop him.
I
And that's
I-
going
I-
to look bad on Ten
One at
Hag.
a time. One at a time. Go
It's
on.
gonna
Ken.
look bad on Ten Hag.
Finish, please.
I said once Onana gets dropped, that's going to look bad on Ten Hag. It's going to undermine his buying decisions. So that's why I think he's also scared to drop Andre Onana because
Right.
that's his
I agree with
choice.
Okay.
I agree with that. I don't think he's going to drop
you were
him.
going to say something. What Vim said. Follow up. Then Ben, you
All
follow.
I'm saying is, if you spend 60 million on a keeper, and then how much did we get Ben Dair for? Was he on a? What was his fee?
No. It was like
It was cheap.
15, 20
It was
million.
quite cheap.
It was cheap.
It was it wasn't
You can
that
have a
much.
60 million pound player on the bench that you've just bought.
But if the 60 million player ain't performing,
But you're saying that we're going to win games. We don't create chances. He might make saves. We're still going to probably lose games. He might do better than Onana, but I don't see it making a big difference.
We paid
personally.
4.3 million for Bayinde.
Oh,
Exactly.
there you go.
Yeah.
So imagine buying Hoyland for like 70 million, and you starting a kid that you paid 5 million for. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen in football. It's not going to happen.
But don't you play the?
But it needs to
person who's-
happen.
But
It needs to happen.
No,
No, but tell me where that's ever happened in football.
Joe,
It's never happened.
can you roll that?
But
clip
it needs to
again, please?
happen. You've got to be a bit more risque.
No, but you don't. But I'm saying that Ten Hag has got his favourites, and it's
Yes.
clear that
I
I
know
think
that,
so,
but
yeah.
He's not gonna do it.
if he's such a
Well,
dynamic manager that he claims to be, he needs to take that
He's
risk
not, no,
and
we all
drop
know
him.
that.
I think there's
It doesn't matter about what he does. You just break the mold and you just do it. You do it for the
Yeah.
sake of the club.
Yeah,
Forget about his reputation.
I think Ten Hag he's his reputation is on the like he paid that money to get on Onana, so he has to stick
by it.
he has to stick by it, because if he suddenly drops on Onana and put Bayinda in, and Bayinda starts doing well, it doesn't look good on him. It doesn't reflect.
Especially
It
after
doesn't
the
reflect
game
good.
going.
So what you
So
guys
that's
are
one
saying
thing.
is
That's
keep
one
him
thing
there
too.
and keep conceding more goals. That's what
No,
you're saying, right?
I'm not saying that's what we should do, but that's
what
what's
he
going
will
to
do.
happen.
Yeah,
That's what will
exactly.
happen. And then the club will say, well, I mean, you spend this much money on this player. You can't have this player on the bench and you spend this much money. You have to play. If you spend big money on players, you have to pay. You have to play those players. You have to play them. You have to play him. If you don't play him,
there is a way.
that's
One
on
at
you.
a time. One at a time.
Like Ben
Go on,
said,
Ken.
you can't have Mason Mount on the bench. You can't have Sancho paying his wages over there. Onana on the bench. It's not gonna. Anthony on the bench. You know how much wages you got on the bench?
Yeah, that's too much.
Sancho was on the bench for so long. How much have we played him in the
that's not
past
paying.
12 months?
That's like millions.
So
of pounds.
he's left him out to rot.
The only reason why Sancho is there, because he
Well,
didn't buy Sancho. He didn't buy Sancho.
You see, it defeats the object about a lot of wages sitting on the bench being wasted, because it's happening anyway. There's a lot of players being wasted on the bench.
A lot of the players that, if you notice, the players that he bought, those players are playing. I mean, look, yeah. Who did he buy that is not really playing much? Just think about it.
Injured. Mason Mount's not playing.
No, apart from
he's been injured. Mason Mount's been injured.
Everyone that is bought, that's he's playing then.
Apparently, Martial was injured as well, but he wasn't.
Just think about it. The players that he's bought, that he spent money on, they're always playing.
I think we will concede less goals moving forward the second half of the season. If Martinez stays healthy, we keep Varane in the lineup, and as a coach, as a manager, if Ten Hag can fix that midfield, we will concede less goals.
I agree with that.
I still don't think we'll score,
So Joe, so the point you're making is still play Onana, but with a solid defense, he's gonna concede less. That's your belief, your hope.
We will.
A solid and consistent defense where we're not switching Dalot in and out on left back, where you don't know if we're going to be seeing Johnny Evans or we're going to see, like if we don't see Johnny Evans, or shoot, man, sometimes we might need to just grind it out and get Maguire in there. When's Maguire supposed to be?
Maguire's injured. He's been out for
he's injured. He's still injured.
Okay, so like I think once our defense gets more consistency, right, we can solidify our midfield. Our midfield is not consistent either. We need to find our best midfield that doesn't leave us open. That's a Ten Hag thing that he has to address. Once we start conceding less goals, then we can start working about. He's got two mountains to climb right now, But
defensive mountain and attacking mountain, and the creative mountain.
I think we'll concede less goals this second half.
The spine of the team is non-existent.
I think the whole
spine.
Defense is terrible. Midfield is terrible. I mean, the whole team. The whole team is terrible.
Right. The question they wanted me to ask you guys: do you think, probably the answer is obvious, the constant change of characters in front of Onana, do you think that's affected him, or that's an excuse for him? Let me start with Vim. The constant change of defenders. This week, Johnny Evans and Maguire. Next week, Varane and Maguire. Next week, Varane and Evans. Then there's Dalot. Then there's Wan-Bissaka. Then there's Luke Shaw. Do you think that has contributed to Onana's poor performances this season?
No, I don't. Because a goalkeeper, and a vocal goalkeeper, which we thought he was, and he can be, should be conducting or directing his defenders where to be, and kind of being the marshal in that area, because his ultimate job is to stop letting goals in, and the defenders are there to help him, and he needs to kind of coordinate them. In the same way when you have free kicks and you put up a wall, the goalkeepers tell them where to be.
Yeah.
How he wants the wall. Yeah, how he wants the wall, where he wants people to mark, where does he want the back post mark? Does he want the front post mark? He should be marshalling that. So whether, it doesn't matter who's in front of him, if he's a good keeper who knows what he's doing and he knows what he needs help with, he should be conducting that defense to help him, and he's not doing that. So it doesn't matter who you got in front of. It's the fact
So
that he doesn't know.
that's not
He
an
doesn't
excuse
have the
for him.
belief. He doesn't have the belief in himself how to stop shots. He doesn't know. He doesn't
He
have the
doesn't come out
self-belief
for crosses
to.
per se, you know.
He doesn't come out.
For crosses.
He doesn't come out. He doesn't come and claim balls. I think there was one game where he just stood on the line and someone headed the ball in, and then he was criticized for that. So next time he came out and punched the ball. So he really doesn't know himself what he should be doing. He's kind of making the wrong choices. So it really doesn't matter who's in front of him. Maybe Martinez and Varane in front of him will give him some solidity, and they're the ones that are really marshalling that goal, and not Onana. I just think, mind you, De Gea was pretty quiet himself. It was only really with Peter Schmeichel that you felt real reassurance that goals are not going in, and he's going to make sure his defense, put their bodies on the line.
Oh yeah.
All this nonsense about putting your hands behind your back when people are taking shots and turning sideways. Just put your body on the line and take one in the face or take one in the chest.
Result to a penalty, bro. That's what the rules have changed.
That's fine. But I mean, I've seen so many players, centre backs, turn to the side. Really, when you're making yourself narrower, when you should make yourself bigger.
Very true.
Okay, fine. Get your hands behind the back, but put your body on the line. Remember how John Terry used to defend? The guy would take a kick in the face.
They don't allow them defend like that. They don't let them defend like that.
But John Terry would put his body and face on the line to stop a shot going in. I mean, that's what you call. Yeah? Vidic as well, and you see Vidic with bloody noses.
You got to think of injuries too. You got to think of injuries.
That's fine, but there's not many centre backs that do that. But if your centre backs are turning to the side and allowing shots to go past them quite easily, then the goalkeeper has to reprimand them. Okay, he did that in the beginning with Maguire.
Then after
that,
he got slaughtered. He never shouts on anyone anymore. I think after that shouting, I think they told him, bro, you have no right to be doing that. And now he don't do anything.
No, I think I know exactly when that ended.
What happened?
Yeah.
When Jude Bellingham chipped them in Houston.
Yep.
And then when the follow-up goal was the bicycle kick.
Yeah.
He started conceding goals, and then it was like, bro, say less. Say less.
What did Bellingham say about that?
He chipped him in Houston.
He chipped him. Okay.
Yeah, oh my! I saw that live. I was like, yo.
We were right behind the goal.
We
were right there. Yeah,
we were right there.
Bro,
yeah, it was bad.
Right, like I was.
Yeah, because we were seeing just right behind. Yeah, we were seeing just right behind the goal.
Yeah. Just watch it. It was just. It was such a gut punch to the season, man, bro. And then the bicycle kick. It was like, yeah. So
it was bad.
I think that's when he started losing confidence. And
I remember they chipped him in Old Trafford. There was a game they chipped him at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Not Real Sociedad. Who was it?
Yeah, and the preseason game again. Yeah, they chipped him from centre circle.
That's why they started taking the mickey out of him, saying he's always getting loved.
So, all right. Same question to you, okay, make it quick. So, do you think that defense is an excuse for his poor performance because his constantly changing? Was that a reason?
For some of the goals, but not all of them. Some of them have just been bad errors by him and bad misjudgment. But any keeper that has a centre back pairing that keeps changing in a midfield combination, it's going to affect them.
Yeah.
Like, you got to remember, we have to defend from any team that's a good team defends from the front. And our team, the gaps between the midfield and the defense is a joke. The gap between the strikers and the midfield is a joke. They don't want to stay too high. It's just, and you got to remember, when we were pressing higher, that's when he was getting exposed and getting locked. So I don't know if they've dropped back so that he doesn't have to play sweeper, or they've dropped back because they don't want to get the pace. I don't know. I don't know whether Ten Hag's told them to drop back to protect them. And a lot of them are not good at ball playing, the centre-backs we've got. It's only really Martinez and Berrada that can really do it. So it's just a mishmash of
So you're saying some of the defense, some of the reasons, not all is fault because of the constant change. So you're on the side of the defense changing also contributed to his poor performances and goals conceded, right?
What I'd like to see is how many shots he has a goal per game. That'd be an interesting stat to know.
Okay.
Like not just shots on target, like P rollers or like actual shots on the goal. Average. How many shots does he have on goal? And compare it to other teams.
Right.
That'll be an interesting stat to see.
Right. Joe, where do you stand on this? The constant change of defense is led to his poor performances, or he's just a bad keeper? Where do you stand quickly, Blaze?
I don't think he's a bad keeper. The same way I don't necessarily think Maguire is a bad center back.
Yeah.
There are two players playing the wrong system, right? Onana needs to play with a team that's got very fast ball playing center backs, not refrigerators or forklifts like
that
Maguire.
Cameroon defense have ball playing defenders. The goal still went in.
Bro, look, no, what are you talking about? Look at why is this guy not marking his man? Why is he not marking his man? We're in the box. What are you talking about?
How many defenders are in the box?
Yo, what are we talking
How many defenders are in the box?
Come on.
Yeah, he's
Come
right though.
on.
The defender did
Let's
peel
not-
off the striker.
Yeah,
he
they
did
did
peel
peel
off.
off.
Which is
Yeah.
if this was Manchester United, that would be Dalot.
Yeah.
It's the
There's
same
5
exact goal.
defenders and
Yeah.
2 strikers in the box.
And they get caught ball watching. Like it's almost as if like he brought Manchester United to Cameroon. What is going on? I looked at that goal, I was like, wow, he must be like, yo, am I cursed? This cutback is killing me. This cutback to them is killing me.
In the same cutback.
It's the same cutback. I feel bad. I feel so bad for him. He just conceded the same kind of goal. No matter
Right.
he played 5-a-side at his local YMCA at his local gym. He's still gonna get caught out with that cutback. Yo.
So Joe, you're saying the defenders, the constant change has also led to his, not understanding his, because
Yeah,
it
man.
doesn't have that continuity and fluidity. So all of them were kind of like last season. There is a point there. Last season, De Gea had the same literally 4 guys more of the time. They all knew each other, giving each other high five. Yeah, Shaw, Dalot, Berrada, and Martinez. So he was able to keep
Yes.
15 clean sheets or 16 clean sheets. This season, 1 in, 1 out, 1 in, 2 out, 3 in, out, 4 in, out. It's just constant. So do you think that is a contributing factor? Or he's just poor?
Onana has not even been able to establish a relationship with his back line because they have not been on the pitch, right? We're talking about people. We're talking about people that need, we gotta stop looking at football in little bubbles. We can't create little bubbles for Onana and not look at all the things that happen just before the goal, because we are expecting an Avenger, right? We're expecting an Avenger, right? But like Onana is Justice League, right? We can't help it. Like De Gea was like somebody from the Avengers, and Onana is a Justice League superhero. There's just certain things he can't do.
Oh, that's just cold, bro.
There's just certain things he can't do, man. It's true. So now we need to play, but that doesn't mean that the Justice League can't be, effective. We just need to play their style. We just it's about us losing the ball, like the midfield. Like we see it all the time. You can't put this on a goalkeeper, man. When the team is playing this poorly, you're saying that he single-handedly took us out of the Champions League.
Yes.
Bro, did
Yes,
you
he
watch
did.
our
No.
No way.
The game
way.
against the 2 crucial games. No, 3 crucial games. Copenhagen away, Bayern Munich away, Galatasaray at home. Those games were on him. There's no goalkeeper that I've known. If you are that smart, if an opponent has put his own players to join the wall in front of you, common sense would say, bro, he has 2 of the 2 oppositions are part of the wall. Obviously, when the ball's going to kick, them 2 are going to bend so it could go, and the ball went right through him. Whose fault is that?
But Tim, as football players, they should know what they're going to do. If there's 2 players on the edge of the wall, it's obvious what they're going to do.
Yeah.
That's
So
IQ.
who's supposed to coordinate that?
Well, Tim, this is what I was saying
You
earlier.
understand we have a captain on this team, right? You understand that we have a captain on this
Players
team.
not problem solving on the pitch. That's the problem with this team.
Yeah.
It's like they want a playbook for every single situation. This is the problem with today's football. Back in the day, players would problem solve as a team. Was
Right.
our team is like, oh, something's gone wrong. Like they just panic.
Constantly assessing the game, constantly.
That makes a good. That's a good.
We have too many spectators. We don't assess the game. We watch the game. You know,
very very good. That's
we
very
watch
true.
the game, and then we see a ball go in. We automatically look at the closest Manchester United to that ball, and it's obviously Onana. It's like it was his fault. Like nah, man.
Okay.
Because a
Let's
lot
go
of times,
back. Let's go
we
back
look at
quickly.
the replays, we'll see like the goal. We lost the goal, right? Like a good second and a half, 2 seconds right before somebody blew coverage.
Right.
Somebody blew coverage, man.
Okay. Look at the Aston Villa game. 2 set pieces. They're all ball watching. I mean, what? I don't even know if he was to blame or the defense just. It's been so bad, and it's made him even look worse. I'm not gonna blame him at all, but 50 goals, bro. It does. They're gonna say, what kind of goalkeeper is that? 50 goals, and we're only in match week 20. There's still 18 more games to go.
We're not playing well as a team, though, man. You
Yeah,
can't put it all on
Ben's
them.
coming to this.
I'll make an
We're not
American
playing well
football
as a team.
analogy. I'll make an American football analogy, right? If a safety, right? You know, a safety is like the last defender, right? He's basically the goalkeeper in American defense. If a safety keeps getting exposed, right? You have to look at that defensive line also. Why does the quarterback have as much time at the ball? What is the defensive line doing initially to allow their wide receivers to get so deep and so it's not just one thing. You have to look at the entirety. You know, it's a big goal, man. Like it's a big goal, and these are professionals. And that was Sadio fucking Mane, quality, man. That like he knows what he needs to do. He put that shit just outside. And
it was the slow motion in which he got down. It took so long to get to that ball.
The slow motion the slow motion was wild.
No, look at that. No, pull to the side, and you see what I mean. Pull to the side, Joe. See the goal. It took so long to get down. It's just he's too slow. I think he's too slow. I just don't think he's agile enough. Look at this ball of it. Look at the cross.
It's got no anticipation. It's got no anticipation.
There you go.
Remember Champions League as well. The amount of silly goals that he was conceding.
That's what I'm saying.
Balls slipping through his feet. He couldn't adjust his feet quickly enough. His footwork's bad. De Gea used to stop a lot of goals with his feet. This guy can't even do that. Honestly,
De Gea was very quick. De's reaction was very quick.
Reactions are very quick.
Yeah, it was very quick reaction.
De Gea has cat DNA in him. Like he's a feeler.
You got to remember, he was with Eric Steele for a long time. A very good goalkeeping coach. I don't even know who our goalkeeping coach is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of factors, man. There's a lot of factors. You can't put it all. You just Onana should have done better. He's conceding stupid goals, like especially that one right there. That's clear. But then you have to look at the whole picture, the whole team, the defensive line. He's not had consistent defenders the whole season. It's been chop and change the whole season. So there's no understanding. There's no chemistry. You need to play with the same back line consistently for a few games to just completely gel, to get that chemistry. If you look at the first couple games of the season, last season when De Gea was in goal, how did we start? We didn't start well, did we?
No.
Right.
Just the first 2 games when it was Maguire
and Lindelof.
It was Maguire, Lindelof, and we're getting opened up, right? But then when Ten Hag then said, okay, then he switched that defense to Martinez, Varane, Dalot, and Shaw, right? And then they played a few games, right? They got that chemistry, they gelled, and then you see what happened for the rest of the season. That's just what it is. We've not had a consistent back line. The midfield, we don't track runners. You guys know that. All those cutback goals have been because of the midfield. I'll tell you that right now. And I mean, so you just can't put it all on Onana, man. Yes, he has limitations. He's not as good as he's not
a great shot stopper.
He's not a great shot stopper. He's not as good as David De Gea. I'll tell you that he's not as good as David De Gea. David De Gea is a much better goalkeeper. The only thing that Onana has on David De Gea is be able to play with the ball, like playing with his feet. That's the only thing.
Passing range.
Yeah,
Passing
that's
range.
it. Yeah, and I'll even say the distribute. I mean, yeah, passing range. He's comfortable on both feet. He could pass with his left, pass with his right. He's pretty good at that. Like,
Yeah.
he's pretty much a defender that's playing in goal.
Right.
That's it. That's the only thing. But I mean, if you look at it, but David De Gea is a much better goalkeeper. But I think it's still we can still be a better team. We can still concede less goals if we can fix the squad as a whole. If Erik ten Hag can make this team push up, basically you want to squeeze that gap between the attack and the defense.
Right.
If you can squeeze that gap between the attack and the defense, then there's less room. Like, it makes it harder for a team to play through us.
Right.
We're
Right.
too
That makes
easy to
sense.
play through us. It's too
Very
easy
true.
to play through us. So
Very true.
you're gonna concede more goals when you could just where you could play through us so easily. So a lot of things have to change.
That's
So
a change. Thank you. Ken, welcome to the show. You joined us in halftime. Thank you. Where we are, Ken representing the UK, Mr. Fortress. Here we are. As it stands, the question everyone just finished answering. United's defense, the constant change, has that affected Onana's performance, or Onana just a bad keeper? As you can see, the goal behind him went in goal for Cameroon. Another poor goal he conceded in slow motion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it has affected his performance. If you look at, his performances against Inter Milan, the season before, when they got to the Champions League final, you could tell that he had a stable team. He had a team of defenders that knew how to defend. He had a structure. So if you look at United at the moment, the midfield's a joke, right? The defense is absolutely woeful. We have a teenager or an amateur up front. So the team, structure is all over the place. That doesn't help. He has made some high-profile errors, but yeah, that plays a huge factor. If you put Onana into Man City, this Man City team, those mistakes will not be. He might make one, but everyone will go, "Wow, what?" But people will go, "Oh, he's great on the ball." And people would naturally just focus on his strengths. But because it's coming to a team that's not balanced, the team that's all over the place, that's why we're seeing this, and it's affected his confidence. Because the Onana we saw at going back to Inter Milan was everyone wanted him. For Pep to come out and say, "Look, Onana was a problem," Pep actually came out and said that Onana was not for his goalkeeping, but for the fact that he was just pinging the ball to Lautaro Martinez and people that can hold up play and bring others. We don't have that. If he launches the ball, those long forward passes to Rashford just good. When he tries to jump and he pretends he knows he's not going to get it, he's just jumping so the fans don't have a go at him. So that's Højlund can do it, but he's not a Lautaro Martinez, is he? So I think shot stopping, yes, he's not the greatest shot stopper. I think that's a given. Everyone knows that he's not the greatest shot stopper. But what he brings to the team, we need, and this is what I said to one of us, I think it was Richard a few years ago. We need to stop signing Rolls Royce players. We're not ready for Rolls Royce players. We're ready for graft. We need grafters. If we're signing a striker, don't get me the guy what's his name, Atletico Madrid that we wanted to sign the other time, Griezmann. Players like that, they're Rolls Royce strikers. We need grafters. If we're going to get a striker, someone like Osimhen that's strong, physical, that's what we need. If we're going to get a goalkeeper, someone that like Jan Oblak, someone that's very good on the, that does the basics well. And then when you get to the point where the team's solid, you then want to play expansive football. You then go, okay, what do we need to play expansive football? That's when you start bringing the likes of Onana in and things. So we are where we are.
Okay, thank you. Right, question time. Anyone got questions about the new CEO? Anyone got questions?
I've got a question.
All right, go, Ben.
So Omar Berrada was, when he became the chief operating officer at Man City in 2016, he was instrumental in bringing the best in class, the best manager, the best coach for City to take them to the next level. And he's worked with Guardiola before. So he identified the best coach in the world. and he pulled out all the stops to bring him. Now that he's coming on board, end of the season, mind you, not now. What do you think is going to happen to Ten Hag?
I'll get Bems. You want to take that one first? You want to go first?
I think he's going to give Ten Hag. The thing is, I think he's going to evaluate Ten Hag when he comes in. He's going to sit down. He's going to look at his choices, look at his transfers that he's made. He's going to look. I think he's going to look at the fact that Erik Ten Hag didn't have the people above him, the football people above him. That's one. That's going to work in Erik Ten Hag's favor. I also going to see that he's going to look and see that, okay, every manager that since Alex Ferguson, since Fergie has not been successful, that's going to work in Erik Ten Hag's favor. What's not going to work in Erik Ten Hag's favor is the way we played on the pitch. But yet again, if you look at the whole thing as a whole, the recruitment has been poor. It's not all on him. I mean, the decision making has been poor. That's not all on him. So, I mean, if you then look at, and then I think he's going to look at Erik Ten Hag and what he did at Ajax. He had that structure behind him, and he was successful, right? So I think basically Erik Ten Hag has more things going for him than against him.
Right.
But what Erik Ten Hag will need to do between now and the end of the season is he would have to get this team playing better, at least winning games.
Right.
Right. Playing better, at least winning games. He would need to get his best players on the pitch to help him win games from now to the end of the season.
Right.
If that can happen, I think Omar could possibly give Erik Ten Hag a chance to see, okay, let's see how he does under this new structure that we're trying to set up, with which could help him. So that's my opinion.
Thank you. Kay, take that same question from Vim.
Omar,
Yeah, go on.
I think a lot of people are saying that he's going to give people time. You got to remember, this guy would have known he's coming into United before he announced it. They would have been doing their research, doing their observations. The clubs that he's been at, City, Barcelona, and where else was he? Can't remember.
I think those were the two main clubs. He's really done a lot of good work for them.
I mean, in terms of, you've got Blanc in the background, the clubs that he's been at, Juventus, places like that. They all play possession-based football where they attack and dominate games. In my head, what I see is, I can't see Ten Hag doing that. So for me, that's one thing already that's gone against him. And he admitted it by saying, yeah, this team will not play the Ajax way, even though he brought in most of these players. Another thing.
He didn't bring in most of these players, but
a lot of the players he brought in. But anyway,
a lot of players in that squad that still
but the ones he has brought in, he has not performed though.
But yet again, the people upstairs that were supposed to be making those decisions on recruitment were not doing their job, so he took it all on him. He went to get players. Kay has
the mic. Kay has the mic.
Go ahead.
Ben, remember when he came into Man United, he had the veto. He asked for that, the control. This is what another thing where I think he's shot himself in the foot by having that. He's had to say every single player that's come in, and they probably said.
He asked for it because the people above him didn't know how to do it.
Hold on. I have a yellow card.
I'm going to ask you my yellow card. After that. I cannot see him saying, all right, I've messed up. In summer, I'm going to relinquish my power of players I want. I just want the Dutch players that played in the Dutch league. I can't see him being... I just can't see him working with someone that's saying, this player... You know, like with Klopp. Klopp didn't want Salah. That was the sporting director that got Salah. Klopp never wanted Salah.
True.
The sporting director got him through, and he's become their best player. So this is what I mean. Sometimes people think the managers pick all the players, but if you've got a good structure, the good structure will pick players that fit a system. The problem I see with Ten Hag, the system is non-existent. Is that going to change between now and summer? I can't see that changing.
Wow.
Like if you can't change it in a year and a half, how are you going to change it in like 5 months or 4 months?
Wow.
That's why I think Ten Hag's already done. They can't come out and say we're going to sack you, because then players will just down tools completely. So I think they're already looking at players, looking at managers, and then they'll just come to an agreement in the summer and be like, "Thanks for all you've done, bye bye." I don't think anything Ten Hag can do now, unless he gets top 4, which I can't even see us getting top 6. So I think Ten Hag's done personally. I think it's done.
All right, Joe. Same question. Rand, let's go.
I think he's gonna keep. I think he's gonna keep Ten Hag. The promising thing about this guy is that he knows how a proper club is ran, and I'm sure the first thing he's gonna probably realize when he gets to United, he's gonna realize what Ten Hag or what the managers, what tools they have not been given all these years, right? Why everybody that comes to Manchester United comes out and points out the discrepancies that we have, right? You can't come in and then say, with all these discrepancies, you should have still made top 4. You should have still gotten a trophy, whatever. So I think he's going to give Ten Hag some time because, of course, again, right? This is not the guy that looks at things in a bubble, right? This is not the guy that's going to look at Onana and say, "Oh, why you conceding goals? Get him out of there." This is the kind of guy that's going to say, "Why is he not seeing a certain the Ajax style of play?" Well, we don't have Ajax players. We have Rashford, and yes, we have some Ajax players, right? We have Donny dead, Anthony dead, Martinez doing well, right? So I think he's going to give him some time, and I think at the summer, Ten Hag will be in the room, right? But he's not going to have complete say as to the players. I think if he's going to be the one that'll go up to Ten Hag and be like, "Okay, what kind of players do you need?" and let us sort that out. Hopefully, with the announcement, he's already building his team that's going to be coming in. The next shout out, but that said, side note, shout out to the organization for getting this deal done without a peep in the media. We always caught off guard. Like, wait.
Yeah, I was shocked.
I had to read it again. I had to make sure. Oh,
yeah. It came from nowhere.
Shout out to the team. That's. I don't know if that's an Ineos. Ineos.
That's an Ineos move, mate.
It's pure. It's got
That's
Ratcliffe
Ineos.
all over this.
Clean
Ratcliffe's-
Ineos.
This is
All day,
Ratcliffe's
every
moves.
day.
And
Right.
This is Ratcliffe's.
like just the acquisition
And the execution of it.
The execution was a good,
Clean, sharp shooting.
clean move. That's like, I'll clap that up.
Right. All right, Ken, you're up next. Omar Berrada.
Yes.
I
I think,
success. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I think everyone will be concerned. Everyone should be concerned and everyone should be worried, including beloved tea lady, Kathy. Yes.
You and Kathy's been there for a long time. You trying to spread?
Yeah, everyone is going to be. Yeah, she's a beloved tea lady, but she would be concerned. Even Gary Neville said the same thing on Sky Sports News when he said, "Oh, everyone's panicking because they don't know what they see." This was before Omar was appointed, right? He was basically saying that everyone's concerned about jobs, especially the leadership positions, managers, even staff. Everyone's concerned about the impact because if he makes a change at the top, that filters through to the tea lady, filters through to the IT guys, it filters through to the accountants, all that stuff. Model, as you know, with companies when there's a structural change. So I think Erik ten Hag should be very concerned, and I think it's only a matter of time until he'll be kicked out. That's it. The coaching staff, everyone is. This idea about he wasn't working under the right structure. I find it I see it as an excuse. It's an excuse because if you look at successful managers that have gone in, Klopp is a good example. What struck? He had American owners. Everything that you see at Liverpool happening at Liverpool now is mainly Klopp. I know, yes, he's had some help, but primarily Klopp. When Ferguson came, if you look at good managers, when they turn up to clubs, right? Ten Hag's been given the power to sign the players he wanted, or he wants. Anthony, I don't want to carry on, but look at the players that he signed. So the idea that he hasn't been managed properly, or he would have been. If Ten Hag came in and he said, "Look, I wanted this player, I didn't get it," or I really, really wanted Anthony, and I didn't get it, and then look at the players I wanted and I've got, and those players are performing to their optimum, then you could say he's got a chance. But right now, no, everyone's worried, should be worried, and I see him making a lot of changes.
Right,
Bems,
you want to do a rebuttal? You have 30 seconds. Go.
Everything at Liverpool was on Klopp. Wow.
Yeah. Yes, I'd say about 80%. Yes. Let me explain.
Wow.
When Klopp came in and he had all those chicken and chips players running helter skelter, everyone saw, and from day one, we saw an identity. He didn't have the players, but the players he had, he was trying to get them to do what he wanted, and they were actually doing it. But everyone could see that, okay, yeah, the players are not good enough. They're just not good enough. But they were doing, and as soon as he had the players, you could see it. Look at this guy that's just come in for Klopp now from the academy.
It's not on Klopp, man. It's not on Klopp, Ken. It's not.
I'm
sorry.
The reason.
Round up, Ken. Need to round up.
Yeah, let me just round up. Did you see the guy today that came in, the academy guy, Barkley? Is it Barkley or whatever it's called?
I didn't watch the whole game.
From the academy.
Okay.
From the academy. That is Klopp. That is Klopp.
No, that's not on Klopp. That's not on. Well, let me say this. Let me say this, right?
You're rebuttaling the question.
Klopp,
okay. 30 seconds. Go.
Klopp will take credits. Yes, right. He's done a lot of good things at Liverpool. Don't get me wrong. But Klopp is not the main. There's no way Klopp made all these decisions and everything worked out. Just like what Kay said, that Klopp wanted another winger. He didn't want Salah. Just so you know that right now. He did not want Salah, but the club said, no, we're going to get Salah. We've been wanting to get Salah for a while. And look at what happened. If it's all on Klopp, I'm telling you, Salah won't be at Liverpool.
Yeah,
so that's why I say.
But that's just one example. That's just one example.
Yeah, there's going to be multiple other players like that too.
Even if you give Klopp Anthony now, you would see Anthony will turn into different.
No. The reason it's not all on Klopp. The reason why Klopp plays is because they have a structure. They have, okay, these are the type of players we want to go for, right? If the players they're going for don't meet that standard, right, or that criteria, they don't go for them. And another thing too, the mentality of the players that they're getting. Look at another thing. 3. Look at how many players does Liverpool buy that's over Liverpool, they don't go over a certain amount normally. They don't spend big cash on players. They don't.
True. They don't. But your
boy
decided to get Anthony for 100 million. Who's forced that?
We're talking about Klopp now. We're talking about Klopp. Okay, you said everything. You said
Liverpool's
successful is mainly on Klopp. And I'm telling you, it's not mainly. Klopp cannot take the whole credit on when it comes to
that's right? How it works in football. No one can take the whole credit. Even the system, the guys managing the calling shots behind the scene, they can't take the whole credit. But what I'm saying is, Klopp, if you take Klopp off Liverpool now and put someone else there, Liverpool are done. I'm telling you right now.
I agree with that.
Yes, but if you take off Ten Hag now and bring someone else in, you can see that there's a chance we could do better, right? But you can't do the same.
Ken, let me ask you a question. We've been chopping and changing managers for 10 years. Where's that got us now?
We haven't hired the right person.
You just said that if you take Eric Ten Hag and put another manager in, we could do better. Haven't we been doing that for 10 years? Where's that got us?
Right.
No way.
We'll pause that one.
Yeah, because Liverpool hired the wrong managers.
That one is going to take us into another video and another.
Liverpool hired the wrong managers as well. So don't forget that they've made mistakes.
Klopp is a top manager.
One last question.
Can I just say one quick thing about that?
The people above him.
Klopp was given time.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay.
But he won something.
Thank you, Joe.
But how much time did he have until he won something?
Because his football did the talking. That's why he had the time. You can't really.
He went to 2 finals in the first 2 years.
His football didn't do the talking for 5 years. They didn't win nothing for 5 years.
Question, right?
But guess what? Eric Ten Hag won a trophies for a season. How about that? You guys forget about that, right?
Guys, Ten Hag is joking, man.
Okay.
K
rebuttal.
Just like Klopp and Pep, they had a style of play, And what they did was they play the style. The players that couldn't play that style got exposed, and they brought players in. The thing that Ten Hag hasn't got, that Klopp and Pep had, is a style of play. That's why he's not going to get time. Look at Claudio Bravo. He brought him in. Oh, he can't play it from the back. He's messing about. Shipped him out. Got another keeper. He had, what's his name? He had, who's the other guy? Oh, I can't remember who the other keeper is. Klopp. He had Karius. Shammed him in the Champions League. Get him out. But they all play the style of play. You know, like when we were saying about you've got to keep playing players, expose them, then you can say they're not good enough. If you keep protecting the worst players, then you're gonna keep them. We need to have them. The problem with our team is Man United look like 11 set of individuals. You can see they don't play as a team.
True.
They don't work together. They don't really celebrate together. If someone loses the ball, they're not chasing it for their teammate. It's fractured. You can see already that there's no unity in that team.
100%.
The thing with Klopp is
last season.
Okay. Right.
Nah, there wasn't. There was a bit of unity, but where's that
last
gone?
season? I think you're very right, Kane. There was unity last season compared to this season.
But look at other teams. Why is that unity gone? Because of probably what you did to De Gea, the players you brought in. You've probably been unfair to certain players. Like a unity in Klopp's team or Pep's team doesn't disappear like that. You're a team. Right. And the thing in those teams is it doesn't matter who you are a team. And I remember seeing something about Klopp did he's probably done loads of different things. He got his whole team, and I think they were in some cottage or some house I think it was in the Scandinavian country, and they were all cold. And he said, everyone in this house or this place is a team. If you don't want to be part of this team, disappear. And it was like some real team bonding stuff.
Right.
I don't see any team bonding in this team.
Right.
Okay. I don't know if he's done any, but I don't see anyone working or fighting for each other in this team. Last season I saw it, but how come that's disappeared? I don't understand how that can disappear so quickly.
Thank you very much, Kay. Thank you. We have 2 minutes for one last question. Who wants to take that last question? Who wants to ask it?
Oh, let me ask.
All right, go on, Kay.
Do you think Ten Hag can identify a style of play and implement it before summer?
Ouch, that's deep.
Ken, quickly, go on.
I don't think he can identify. I don't think he can identify a style of. I don't think he can say, oh yeah, all of a sudden this is what we're doing. I think the only thing what's gonna work in his favor is getting his best players back on the pitch.
Right.
When he gets the best player back on the pitch, then we will start playing better. So as far as that, then I don't think that's gonna happen. But again, I will say this: he did play a good style of football at Ajax. Right. So all these, because he had the players to do that. He doesn't have the players here. We've had players with different managers.
Stay on track. All right.
No, I am staying on track.
Yeah.
It's all about style of play, though. It's the same thing, right? You can't have style of play when you have players from different managers in that club. You can't have style of play. When you have plays from Mourinho, plays from Van Gaal, plays from Ole,
one at a time.
But look at this. You talked about Klopp, right? That he can he wanted to play a certain way. He was playing, but those plays, he had plays that couldn't play, so he let them go. But guess what? He was given time, right? He was given time.
But they had a style of play,
wasn't he?
Right.
Now we had a style of play last season.
Last season we did.
I say the best we can do with Ten Hag for the rest of the season for us to play better, because a lot of our injured players coming back. And as far as like a style of play, I just don't think we have the personnel to do it. Right. If we had an Eriksen that can like run an entire game, our midfielders, the guys. Hey, let me land this plane. See, he's ranting. He doesn't even have he's got the mute on. Look at it.
Sorry, Ben. Sorry,
Ken.
Sorry.
Hold your horses. You will have a minute to answer that question. Joe, round up, please.
Okay. The best we can do this season is to play better, and we'll play better with our better players on the pitch. I don't think we have the personnel in the midfield. Hopefully, once Casemiro gets back, We'll be more solid. We'll have more intelligent players. And this is just something on me.
Right,
He
finish
needs
up.
to stop being so stubborn with his current midfield tactics.
Okay,
And then
thank you.
I feel like we'll be better.
Vim. Ken, you're going to close us out. Vim, what's your take on what Kay asked in reference to between now and the end of the month season? Can Ten Hag identify a style of play for this club?
I think he does have a style of play. I think that style of play is all possession-based football. Huh? I think as a style of play, it's possession-based football. You want to keep the ball, don't let the opposition have it, and then try to find a way to score goals. But the style of play is not quite suited to the players we have. I don't think we've got high-functioning players. We don't have the most talented players to implement his style of play, and I think it's all unraveling. So I think the only way for Ten Hag to succeed is to get a similar kind of caliber of players that he had at Ajax. Mind you, he's got 2 of them at the moment, and try to implement that type of football at this club. But I just think really the most important thing that he needs to strengthen is midfield and attack, because it's an attacking style of football, total football that he's trying to implement. I just think he's struggling to do it, and he made some progress last season, but he's undone it this season. So let's see what happens.
Thank you. Ken, same question, round us out.
Yeah, quick one. Yep, I don't saying that he has a style of play. I think it's not right. What is a style of play? A style of play is essentially a way of playing football. Do you want to play possession-based football? Do you want to play? Go. You want to play? Do you want to play long ball? Do you want to play? There's various styles of play that you want to implement, but he does not leave her alone. Leave her alone for 5 minutes.
Family duties.
Tara, leave her alone. So the manager does not have a style of play, because if you had a style of play, you would implement that with the academy team. You would go to the academy team. We go to the academy team and say, look, this is how we are going to play. It doesn't matter if you don't have the players. You still do it. And that would eventually be ingrained in the play. There's a reason why, like you mentioned, the Liverpool, Man City, if you bring someone in from the academy, they're going to play exactly the same way, because these guys don't care what players you have to do it or you're out. So what Ten Hag needs to do is, with the likes of Kobe Mainu, with the likes of Hannibal, we need to be able to see something, how you want to play. And for him to come out and say that I can't do it at Man United, I think that's the last line. That just sums up it. I think we should end on that note to say that just he should be. That's a P45 answer. If you come to me and trust me, people in the US,
Joe and Bems, a P45 is goodbye, good night, you're on unemployment, you're out of here. That's what P45, as you you're fired for saying that Ajax system can't be implemented. Okay, this is your closeout. Go on.
Like Ken saying, adding on to the partner play, this team, there's no style of play, because if you look at all our games, there's no similar patterns when we play. Like triangles, going long, going short to go long. Every game is different, and the players don't know what they're doing. So that's why it says to me, like Ken said, you go to those other teams, Klopp will take someone out. He'll bring in Rico Lewis. He'll bring in that Bob guy that scored for their winner against De Bruyne. We bring in an academy player, they're going to think the player safe, because there's no style of play. No matter what style of play you've got, any player should be able to play in it.
Right.
The only thing that might change is the quality.
Right.
The pattern should still be the same.
Right.
Are we not confusing style of play and system interchangeably? Because style of play is saying we want to play a possession-based type of attacking football.
Right.
However, we have a system which really works, where any player can come in and just do the job that you're supposed to do in that position. Are we not confusing the two there?
No.
It sounds
style
like
of
we
play
are.
is the pattern of play. It's the same thing. Basically,
we're
not
to me, it's
possession-based.
not.
Possession-based football is when you retain the ball and keep it. Man City
100%.
do that.
Right.
Liverpool
Yeah.
do that. We
Right.
do not do that.
No.
Chelsea do not do that.
But
No.
do you know that's what
Aston-
Eric Ten
what's
Hag
it
wants
called?
to do?
Aston Villa play possession-based football. The
Do
thing,
you-
the problem with us is we play so deep that we can't get out, and then we
The
panic
thing
on the ball,
is-
and then we get broke on.
Yeah, but the
What
thing is,
the-
we are playing possession-based football because apart from the games that we cannot control, we just hold onto the ball for a lot. And it's almost
No,
like
no, but-
Louis van Gaal, just keeping the ball for the sake
But
of
Louis
it.
van Gaal,
And
we
that's
used to
why
pass
you get these
teams to death.
cutbacks. That's why the Anthony and Rashford and so on don't take that risk and cross the ball in. They want to keep possession, so they cut back. So that's through style of play by Ten Hag saying keep the ball, don't let the opposition have it. So it seems like he's trying to do it, but the players can't execute fully.
Literally
That's-
saying the players are not good enough.
That's
Literally,
have the
right?
Vim is
personnel.
Vim
Do
is
you know
said
what
it.
Ten Hag's trying
Vim
to
has
do?
said it.
Absolutely.
Ten Hag's basically trying to win games with three strikers that got pace and nothing else. You can't do that. Rashford, quick, got a few skills. Garnacho, quick, and like Højlund, quick. You can't have three players that are just quick. Like you got to have a player.
No,
that,
you know
like,
when he
Let
was at
me ask-
Ajax, when he was at Ajax, sorry to interrupt, but he had Dusan Tadic and Anthony, the highest players up the field, and between just them two, they had 41 goal contributions.
Right.
And Sebastian
Tadic is
Haller,
though.
who is the striker, actually played as a false nine and
Yeah.
played deep, fell in deep. But he's integral for that system to work. But it was the fullbacks, the wingers and the fullbacks that contribute the most in that style of play. And I think that's what he's trying to do.
Exactly.
But
So
it's just not
obviously he
working.
cannot because the players we have are not
But in
good
the
enough.
Prem-
Can we
They can't
do it.
summarize that? That's
Exactly.
Tell me
Exactly.
a team that has succeeded playing a false nine. How many teams have succeeded doing that?
Man City.
Barcelona used to have a
That's what I'm
false
saying.
nine.
Man City, and that's Pep.
But guess
Pep
what
is-
though?
Like,
Pep has been
Ten
at
Hag
City
is
for
not-
years.
Yeah, but Ten Hag
Why are
is
we
not even
comparing
on
Pep?
Pep
Why are
level.
we comparing Pep
Okay.
Klopp with
But
Ten
on
Hag?
that
You're
note,
saying that
It's not
Ajax.
even fair.
on
You're
that
saying
note,
Ajax.
as we can see from
I
all
mean, all these other
indications,
players, they've had time. All
On-
these other
on- on- on-
coaches,
on-
they've had time.
on all indications, whether Pep is given time at this time, most United fans expected to see the pattern of which United
The
are
thing
trying
is,
to.
most United fans are
hold-
delusional.
Hold on,
They
hold
are
on.
delusional.
But at the same
Fans are
time,
delusional.
it could be we don't have the right apples or pears, square pegs in round holes in square pegs. So it's not working. So at that point, the club is playing like a bunch of individuals week, because if you look every week, it's a different style. You literally don't know. When you watch Liverpool, look, Man City, it's the same style. When they're bringing a player, it's the same style. It doesn't change.
They've had their systems for years,
but
man.
we
They've had
don't.
time. They've had
So
structure.
we don't. On that note,
Yeah.
gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Tim, one last question. If
Last
you're saying
question?
Ajax, where would you rank Ajax in terms of world football? How high?
Currently now, they're struggling. Currently now.
No.
But
I'm saying the
global
league,
football,
the Dutch league.
So
sorry,
happened.
Dutch league.
Ten Hag left.
The Dutch league.
Now they're terrible.
No. Where would you put the
When
Dutch
he was
league?
there, they won titles.
No.
Season
the Dutch
after
league
season.
As a league.
He was successful at Ajax. That's the CV that I have to see.
So I'm gonna answer it. Premier League, La Liga,
La Liga.
Let me ask you a question.
the French
Bundesliga.
league.
no, we're not asking no
Germany.
questions. We are
The
we're
Dutch
rounding
league,
up.
not even-
We
No,
are
I'm
rounding no more
not
questions.
really asking you a question, but
Okay,
then I
finish.
mean,
The Dutch
You
league.
can
you
answer
play the
that.
team that's in front of you, right? You play the team that's in front of you, right?
Say again?
Is a question. When you play football, right? You play the team that's in front of you, right?
Right?
So what?
Yes.
Okay.
So what's your
Not the
point?
league. That's
My point is, Eric Ten
But
Hag.
you're comparing it to Ajax. The Premier League and the Ajax league.
I'm
the
not
Dutch league.
comparing. I'm not comparing the Premier League to
So why do you say
Ajax. I
Ajax?
never said that. What
People
I'm
will
saying
say
is that
Ajax, he did this.
what I'm saying is that he has been successful at
Yeah.
Ajax in a lesser league, yes, right?
Yeah.
But the question is, was he successful? Yes. Did he play a good style of football? Yes.
Did any
Did
of
he
us
win
watch
titles?
Easier to do that Ajax
Yes.
terms. It's
Did any of
easier
us
to
watch
do
Did he
Yeah,
that
have?
we
Ajax.
Wait.
can.
Let me finish.
None
Let
of
me
us watch
let
No
me
pressure.
finish.
One at
Well, let
a
me
time.
finish
We are
because you guys have
we
had
are
your
in
time.
inju-
You guys
we're
have
now
time.
in injury
If
time.
he, yeah, let me finish. Did he have the structure ahead of him? Yes.
Oh,
If you
Ben.
ask me, and then last season we played better football last season than this season.
They didn't play
Yes.
great football though.
It wasn't great, but it was better. So last season, did we win a trophy? Yes. I mean, and then the last thing is
Van Gaal, Roddy Mourinho.
okay. From
Okay,
what
And they finished second.
Joe,
in the second
go ahead.
season.
Can I make just one last one? I think just like how there's certain players when they come into a team, some players are system players, and some players work better off of just improvisation. You know, they have that La Liga, Real Madrid top. The same thing can also apply for managers. Some managers, when they show up, they need a bag. They need a truck full of money before they get started. Pep Guardiola. Some managers need systems. Some managers need organizations that are set up to support him top to bottom. But then some managers don't need all of that. Some managers don't
need that.
Are going to didn't who was it that said
Keep
that?
it going, Joe. You're on
Who
injury
was it
time.
that said that Klopp just does everything at Liverpool? He's the one making the tea.
He's earned the right to do that, though. He's earned the right to do that.
Yes, but if he went to a team that would never relinquish that kind of power to him, he will not be successful. True. So that's what I'm saying. Ten Hag is the type of manager that needs structure. And if the structure is where the team is going, then as the years progress, he will get better. Right? Because he just needs time.
Okay.
Structure.
This
the fact
that's
what Omar Berrada is going to do.
K and Benz, your times are both up. So there's nothing coming back from you guys. You can carry that on into the chat and we carry on that debate. You two are something else, but I love it. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. The UK crew, K, Bim and Ken, thank you very much for joining us today. The US crew, controversial one, and the Soul Man, thank you very much. It's been an absolute, it is what it is. This is the club we love. This is the club we support. We have a new CEO. Ineos seem to be working fast. They seem to be trying to implement a great system. We just have to wait to see. Is Onana still going to be number one? Only time will tell. It is what it is. We'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Glory.
Man United.
See you guys on the next one. Take care, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.